person. Prince, your assignment is, as long as tomorrow comes, you will act your part.
What's going on?
Someone else is going to have to replace Prince Parks now.
Hey.
Someone else will, because I will not tolerate this nonsense. How can any person be sitting here? You wanted to pieces. Tochi was there. Erica was there. Lucy was there. And you're sitting down here. Now everybody comes back. You stand up and you decide to leave.
What's going on? I don't understand.
Z, you are not acting this drama to the point. No, shut up your mouth!
Bro, come on. A lot of people were surprised.
Fact.
And how that went from 0 to 6,000.
Yes.
Yes. Were you surprised?
Yes, I was surprised.
Where do you think that came from?
I think that there was something happening with the Prince also Naija.
Hi friends, hi my BBN lovers, how are you? And for those that have been following me throughout this Bbnaija show, reunion show, I want to thank you very much for always tuning into my channel and listening to what I have to say. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. So for yesterday's show, well, it was very calm. Nobody was shouting at anybody. It was a very lovely show. I wish all the shows could be like this, because seriously, there's no need for all this shouting and that Tolani badge attitude. Yesterday was, maybe because the guys were involved, I don't know. I even Tochi was very calm yesterday, so I really enjoyed yesterday's show. It was all love and light, but people were able to express their opinions, their grievances, and though there was no reconciliation, but there was no shouting. Anyway, the highlight of yesterday's show was between Ozo and Prince. Ebuka played a clip of when Ozo was shouting at Prince. I think in the house they were having some rehearsals and Prince stood up to go and ease himself, and Ozo, I think Ozo overreacted. I don't know if you guys watched the clip. I played this back a while back. Anyway, I think Ozo overreacted, and that was the clip that was played. And Ebuka asked Ozo why he behaved like that. I think it was because of the Nengi situation, and he said no, that the rehearsal were just going out to ease themselves, and when they actually started the main rehearsal, that's when Prince stood up, that he was angry. And then he said, okay, knowing the kind of person Ozo is, he doesn't get angry easily, and when he gets angry, he's always like that. So I don't know if it is true, but for me, I feel Ozo did not like Prince because of the Nengi situation, which is understandable, you know. Ozo wanted to date Nengi, and Prince also wanted to date Nengi, and both of them were not happy with each other. Anyway, Ozo went on to say that Prince was a sore loser. That Prince was a sore loser. And for those of us that watched the show last year, you remember that each time Prince lost a show, we all knew the way he was going to react. And I don't know if I have a problem with that, but I think people react to things differently, you know. Especially if you have a target, you know. Remember when we were in school, there are some people that if they have, say, 99/100, or maybe they have a B, they get so irritated, they get so angry. I think Prince is that kind of person, because people that set, you know, targets for themselves and actually want to achieve it, when they don't, they feel bad. Some react, you know, calming down, just, you know, internally. But Prince was kind of expressive in the house. Each time he failed a task, he got so angry. And let's also remember that it was always mostly second position. Every time there is a task in the house, Prince was always coming second. You know, that second position syndrome was there, and you will see that he put so much effort. Sometimes he will even overdo, like, you know, rush a task that he's supposed to, you know, take time to do, you know. And then when he comes second, he gets so angry, he gets so moody. Sometimes he will cry. I remember one of the episodes he was saying, why I put in so much into this, why is this happening to me every I really felt for him then. No, I'll not lie. But then people react to things differently, and Prince, you know, he didn't enjoy losing. Nobody enjoyed losing, especially in a competition like that. Also did not like it. Nengi said that during the Pepsi challenge, that Prince was so angry that he was blaming her, you know, because they lost the challenge. So then it's true, whenever you lose, and maybe the person that is winning might not feel, you know, very happy to express his wins, because You're somewhere crying, you're somewhere sulking. So I understand where Ozo is coming from, but Ozo needs to understand that people react to situations differently. You might lose and feel okay with it. Some other person will lose, that same competition and feel very terrible. So we have to look at things, in both perspective. Yeah. Another highlight of the show was when Tochi said Ka3na was very bossy. I think Tolani Baj also said Ka3na was bossy, and Ka3na tried to defend herself that people don't know where she's coming from. So we don't know her, her upbringing. We don't know her life story. Maybe it's a kind of what do you call it? A shield. She's putting on that boss lady attitude so that you don't really come in, because you don't know what she passed through. So yes, people are different. Ka3na is a boss lady. I acknowledge her as a boss lady because of her achievements. She has done well for herself. And then she's a boss lady. Let's get used to it. Ka3na is a boss lady. Then another highlight of yesterday's show was between Neo and Prince. Prince felt that people in the house were sabotaging his game. I think there was a particular game that they were supposed to hide something. I think it had to do with balls, and then when Prince was about going to search for the ball, the person that was before him, somebody told that person hide the ball well so that Prince would not see it. And Prince heard it, and Prince felt really, really bad about it. But Neo said no, such a thing did not happen. That is actually Prince that was sabotaging other people's games so that he can win. I don't know. So there was back and forth between Neo and Prince. I don't see friendship between Neo and Prince because anyway, guys behave differently. So tomorrow now they may be besties, they may be best of friends, who knows. For those of us that watch the show, we will acknowledge the fact that there was a kind of clique. People were clicking up. So we had Nengi and Ozo. Then we had Neo and V. That was a clique. And Prince felt that clique was always talking about him, always trying to sabotage him. And then if you watch the show last year, you would notice that they were not, the four of them didn't acknowledge Prince in the house. They didn't bond with him at all. In fact, yesterday Buka asked them if they considered Prince a threat. I think Prince said yes, that he considered Prince a threat in the house, but Ozo said no, that he did not consider Prince a threat. So then I don't know, but if you watch the show last year, you would notice that they did not like Prince and they made it show. And then finally Tricky T said that Lucy was a different person in the house, and that outside the house Lucy is actually very sweet. For me, I think maybe Lucy has some kind of OCD because she was very peculiar about cleaning. Like, she needed everywhere to be pitch perfect, like to be very, very clean. So maybe she has some kind of OCD. But Tricky said that outside the house she's a very sweet person, and I think so. Because if you watch this reunion show, you'll notice that she did not really have any problem with anybody. It is only Tochi that they had some kind of back and forth. That was the day before yesterday. And before the reunion, she and Tochi were actually fine. I think it was after they played the clip that Tochi was very angry. And I want to correct an impression I made earlier. Tochi actually talks with veins coming out of his throat. So it's not only when he's shouting at women. Yesterday I saw he was responding to an issue, and I looked at his neck and I was seeing veins popping out. So maybe it's his thing, I don't know, but it's not because he's shouting at women that veins are always coming out of his throat. Well, that is the end for today. Thank you for spending this little time with me. Join me again tomorrow after the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification button so that when I post, you'll be the first to know. Thank you once again and have a good day.